Good morning, everyone. How are you, grade 1? Are you doing great? Okay, so are you ready for our lesson today? Okay, so for today's lesson, we will be learning about measuring length and height. Okay, so our topic for today is measuring length with non-standard units. Okay, so in here, we will practice how to measure length and height with non-standard units. Okay, but first, let's review what is a length and height. So first is length. If we say length, it means we are measuring how long the object is, right? So if we say length, it means long. So for example, we have pencil and ruler. Okay, so how can we measure the length of these objects? So here we are measuring how long the object. So here, just like this one, we are measuring from left to right. Okay, so the pencil and the ruler, you can see we are measuring how long the object with this line. Very good. How about height? How can we measure height? Okay, if we are measuring height, it means how tall the person or the object. Okay, so you must remember length is for long and height is for tall. Yes? Okay, very good. So in height, instead of measuring from left to right, we are measuring the person with up and down, or how tall is the person. Okay? How about the second example, which is a house? Okay, so if we are measuring the height, it means how tall the house is. Okay, so do you understand length and height? Okay, very good. Next, let's try to understand what is non-standard units. Okay, so these are the non-standard units. We use these to measure length and height. Okay, so first we have the hand span. Okay, so we have two hands, right? If we say hand span, it means it is the pinky finger and the thumb. Okay, so we use the two fingers to measure the length. So this is called hand span. Very good. Next one. We can also use our foot to measure length. Okay, so in here, this is the measure or the unit if we are using foot. Very good. Next one, we can also use a paper clip. Okay, so any objects are all right. We can use to measure another object. Okay, so these are called non-standard units. Okay, do you understand? All right. So this one, okay, next. So the non-standard units have two types. Okay, so we have non-uniform units and uniform units. Okay, so let's try to understand what are these types of non-standard units by watching the video that I will share it to you. Yes? So are you ready to watch the lesson video? Alright, let's start.
Lisa is measuring her maths textbook with the help of handspan. Let's measure 1, 2. So, the length of her maths textbook is 2 handspans. Look, Lisa is measuring the length of the classroom with her foot. Let's measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So, the length of the classroom is 20 feet.
But if I measure, I will get a different number as my feet and hands are bigger than Lisa's. Hence,
Foot.
and handspan are non-standard, non-uniform units of measurement. Kids, now let us use paper clips and straws to measure a few objects. The length of this book is 15 paper clips. And the breadth of the blackboard is 4 straws. Anyone measuring these objects with the same paper clip and same straw will get the same answer. Hence, paper clip and straw are examples of non-standard uniform units of measurement.
Okay, so after watching that video, did you learn something? Okay, very good, grade 1. So let's try to have an exercise. Okay, so for example, the stapler is about 4 paper clips long. Okay, so in here, we are using paper clips to measure the length of the stapler. Okay, so here is the start line. So let's count 4 paper clips. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the stapler is about 4 paper clips long. Okay, next, how about the pencil? The colored pencil is about 5 paper clips long. So again, this is the start line, and we will count 5 paper clips. Are you ready? Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is how we measure length of an object. Okay, let's try another example. So what do you see? Whoa! So in measuring length and height, so here we have a picture. So this is a palace. So how tall is this palace? If we say tall, what do we are measuring? Is it length or height? Okay, very good. It is the height. Okay, so how tall is this palace? So here, okay, we have some squares. So we use squares to measure how tall the palace is. So how many squares do you see? Can we count? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. So the palace is 10 squares tall. Okay, very good. Next, how about the dragon? Whoa! Do you see a dragon? Okay, so how long is the dragon's body? So in here, it is asking how long. So it means we are measuring the length of the dragon's body. Okay, so let's count how many squares do the dragon's body. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so the dragon's body is how many squares? It is 13 squares long. Very good. Okay, next one. How about how tall is the unicorn? So we are measuring height. So let's count. How many squares do the unicorn's height? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the unicorn is 10 squares tall. Very good. Next one. How long is the carriage? Okay, so here you can see the carriage. All right. So are you watching cartoons? You can see this one in Cinderella. Okay, so let's measure how long is it. So we have how many squares? Can we count? Okay, let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. So the carriage is 12 squares long. Good job. Next one. How tall is the knight? So the knight is the person. So we will measure the height. So here we have how many squares? Can you count? Okay, so grade 1, did you already count how many squares? How many? Okay, very good. So the knight is 10 squares tall. Very good. Next one. How long is the crown? Okay, so let's count how long the crown is. How many squares? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. So the crown is 12 squares long. Okay, very good. So everybody, you can also measure all sorts of things, okay? So in here, we can measure using paper clips, squares, okay? All sorts of things, not only paper clips. So for example is, how many squares tall is the shield? So this is the shield. This is this one, the red color. This is the shield, okay? So how many squares tall is the shield? So we are using squares to measure how tall is the shield. So here, how many shield or how many squares does the shield have? Okay, how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9 squares is the tall of the shield. Okay, so next, how many frogs tall is the shield? So in here, we use frogs in measuring the shield. So let's count. Okay, so how many frogs do you see? Very good. We have 3 frogs. Okay. Next, how many roses tall is the shield? So in here, we are using roses in measuring how tall the shield is. So let's count how many roses. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, very good. So we have 4 roses in the picture. Very good. Okay, so in here we use a square. We also use frogs, and we also use roses to measure how tall the shield is. Okay? So that is how to measure length and height. Okay, grade 1, did you understand our lesson? Okay, very good. So everybody, that's it for today. And see you again for our next lesson. Yes, this is Teacher Joe, and thank you, everyone. Bye.